Welcome back to Upstate Speed Tests. We're in the middle of nowhere today, East Benton, Pennsylvania. And I've always wanted to stop and check out this giant macro on the side of the road here off of Interstate 81. And we had to do a rest stop real quick, so that's what we're going to do. And on the way to New Jersey, anytime we stop, I'll run some speed tests, get some drone footage if I can. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you're not. And let's get testing. I've got about 4 hours left of driving, so let's have some fun. Quick speed test video, like I just said. We're in East Benton, Pennsylvania. The tower is right there. And call me crazy, but in the drone footage, it looked like one of the sectors was leaning or crooked. When I got closer to it, specifically it was the AT&T rack on the other side. It looked like it was hanging off. So here's AT&T and Verizon running them together on different servers just to save time. 232 on the down for AT&T. Verizon's doing a little bit better at 288. AT&T's ping times are not great as usual, jitter at 15. Verizon is at 67 with okay loaded ping times, I guess. They're a little high. Let me switch to T-Mobile real fast.
I gotta get their hotspot on just a second.
We'll reload the speed test app here just to be sure. Now, T-Mobile interestingly has no mid-band. I mean, neither does AT&T, but Verizon does. So, rare instance of Verizon having mid-band where the other two don't. That's kind of interesting. And T-Mobile seems to be struggling a little bit here, too. 64 millisecond ping. The loaded ping times are very high. Jitter at 95. We might have to run that test one more time because maybe I didn't wait long enough after switching the modem. The modem might still be trying to gather its thoughts, so to speak. And there we go.
Okay, give it to me.
Oh, somebody's tablet. And one more time here. 66 millisecond ping, and the loaded pings are better. So yeah, it was probably the modem, but the jitter's at 239. So this site for T-Mobile definitely needs some TLC and some mid-band specifically. So a weird, rare circumstance where T-Mobile is the worst of the three providers here, although their upload's really good. 84, 85, 86. It's going to hit 90. So yeah, out of the big three providers here, T-Mobile doing the worst in a very rural setting. When you go outside, it smells like manure. So on to our next location. We're inside the Allentown rest area on the Pennsylvania Turnpike Northeast Extension, just outside of Philly. Well, more than a little outside, but we'll run all three providers. S24 Plus running on T-Mobile, or S24 Plus running on Verizon. Google Pixel XL running on AT&T. And the iPhone 15 Pro Max running on T-Mobile. So there we go. We've got 195 on the down, 55 millisecond ping. Loaded ping times are all right. Pretty good, actually, for Verizon. Going to start the download on this one.
If that wasn't free, I was going to go make sure because Mama.
So there we go.
Recording, sit in your seat.
5G Plus on AT&T hasn't been very good inside the building here. Maybe I'll test again outside. I don't know.
You just went to potty. Okay.
All right, gonna start on this one over here.
Are you done with this plate?
Gonna start on that one now that the download's finished. So 42 for the down, almost 13 on the up. The loaded ping times on AT&T are surprisingly really good. Allentown must have that good backhaul for them, I don't know. Or good fiber. And then T-Mobile, absolutely killing it. 50 millisecond ping. Loaded ping times are just kind of meh. Jitter at 3. So T-Mobile pulling over half a gig while the other two just kind of fuddle around. So there you go. There's inside the rest area, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Today's video is brought to you by CircledIn. CircledIn.com lets you split the cost of a wireless family plan from major providers like Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, and even from prepaid providers like Cricket or Google Fi. And now they've even added the capability for you to split the cost of a streaming service from places like Netflix, HBO, Hulu. Check them out at CircledIn.com. Thank you again for supporting the channel. All right, we are outside of the rest area now. Dorney Park is just off in the distance down there. I don't know that you can see it from where I'm standing, but out in the parking lot you definitely can. And starting out with Verizon, 65 millisecond ping. Gonna get a little bit over 200 down. The cell tower for Verizon is behind, I believe, behind the building, maybe a quarter of a mile on the other side of the building. And I'm going to start the download for AT&T. Since we've moved outside, AT&T is showing, oh, there it goes, right back to 5G+. So I don't know if there's just high demand on AT&T out here in this area, or if the sector is just not facing us, but pretty terrible for performance from AT&T. Since we've been driving, AT&T has consistently been the slowest of the three. Verizon over here had really good loaded ping times, pretty decent unloaded, jitter at 19, which I guess is fine. And we're going to start the download now on T-Mobile. So there we go, 43 millisecond ping, which puts T-Mobile in the lead for that part of the performance metrics. And blowing the other two, well, I wouldn't say blowing, but they're definitely beating the other two guys pretty handedly. 424 in the down, 43 millisecond unloaded. The loaded ping times are so far the best of the other two. Jitter at 5, and the upload at 20. Whoops, the upload at 26.2. Look at all these people going to the shore. This is crazy. This is tricky with one hand, but let's see. Their 5G Plus is quite often disappointing. Barely breaking 100. This is like LTE++.
What about a Honda Civic?
That's not great. All right, we finally made it to Atlantic City. It's Labor Day weekend. The beach is packed. This part of the beach up here is not packed though because it got eroded and the Army Corps of Engineers didn't have time over the winter to get to rebuilding it. You got Ocean, Showboat, Hard Rock, Resorts, Atlantic Palace, which is condos, Bally's, and then further down there's Caesars and Tropicana. And right there on the billboard, you've got some provider up there. I can't really get close enough to see who it is, but I know down there, where did it go? Right there. Right there, you've got Verizon and possibly AT&T somewhere as well. But yeah, let's run a couple speed tests here at the beach. Very, very busy Labor Day weekend. Not quite as busy as something like the 4th of July would be. There's the world famous steel pier. So yeah, there's a quick look around and let's get testing. All right, first, because it's probably going to be the most fun, we'll start out with Verizon Wireless. And yep, the millimeter wave is right down there, right up on top of the central pier that I just showed you guys a minute ago. So almost 3 gigabits per second down. Super crowded holiday weekend beach. And wow, almost 300 on the up. Amazing results for cellular. Let's try the coverage map test. Oops. Where did it go? There it is. It's really bright out here. It's obnoxiously hard to see anything. 45 millisecond ping. Rocketing up over 1,000. 1,700 on the coverage map app. And almost 80 up on that one. Let me switch to T-Mobile. We'll do them next. All right, we're switched over to T-Mobile. Let's see what we get. Again, I'm not sure where T-Mobile is around here. I don't see their equipment immediately. It could be the stuff that's on that billboard up there that I also showed you guys earlier, but I'm not sure. Still very respectable results though. 744 on the down. The ice cream guy is screaming his head off trying to sell you ice cream. It's actually very reasonably priced here at the beach. All right, 744 on the down, 61 or 63.1 on the upload. Let's try a different server just for kicks. Just got some seaweed on my phone already. And yeah, let's see what we can get. Not quite as fast as the first test, although it still has a chance.
No.
451 on the down. And the upload is in the mid-30s. I seem to remember that server being kind of crappy, though. Let's go over to the coverage map app. And let's see if it can get a little bit better over here. Maybe not. The coverage map test, like I keep saying, always slightly slower than Ookla, based on everything I've seen. Almost always. So 396 on the down, 40 millisecond ping, and 58 on the upload. Give me 1 second. We're going to do AT&T next. All right, we're back. We've got AT&T fired up and ready to go. Connecting to 5G Plus. Last time I was in Atlantic City, I struggled to find it. And the results are not that impressive so far. This server we're connected to is a very fast server. It usually has no problems. 92 millisecond ping. The loaded ping time is firmly in the meh category. Jitter at 12 milliseconds. And the upload is very much struggling. So I'm guessing one of two things is either happening here. AT&T might not have a close by site to the beach, or everybody here just has AT&T and it's getting overloaded. We'll give them a try on one more server. We'll connect to their competition, Dish Wireless. So again, 5G Plus, I would expect hundreds of megabits per second down at least. Wow! 316 millisecond loaded ping. That is awful for AT&T. One of the worst I've seen on the unloaded. And it's going to Philadelphia, which is like an hour down the road. So it's not like it has far to go. And man, I gotta tell you guys, the screen on this Pixel, especially in bright sunlight, just looks amazing. It just thermal throttled the screen a little bit there, but before that, it was super bright, even in direct sunlight. So AT&T with just miserable results, especially on the upload. I mean, 100 down, you can still stream, you can still download, you can still do everything you want to do. It's just not going to be as quick as the other two providers. Let's go to the fast.com test for this one, as the Coverage Map app does not have a native Android speed test yet, sadly. Looking forward to that day. And wow, AT&T struggling on the videos test here, although now it's getting its act together a little bit. 62 megabits per second and falling pretty quickly. Oh, there it goes. Kind of bouncing all over the map. So yeah, I'm guessing AT&T has a high market share here, as they're known to have a pretty decent network in South Jersey in terms of coverage. Oh, look at that, they got a message for us up there. It's not going to focus. Oh, there it goes. Happy, safe Labor Day from something local 825. Huh. Well, anyway, there's the final results from AT&T. 85 millisecond unloaded, which I guess isn't terrible for them. Loaded at 625, and upload is still trying to load, but it looks like it's in the 30s. So there's your first set of speed tests from the beach here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The last true weekend of summer. Although much of September is very nice down here as well. So give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and who knows, maybe you guys will get more this weekend. It's a little bit later in the evening now, and we got checked into our condo / Airbnb. And looking down here, looks like we have an AT&T site on this, I forget what hotel that is, Marriott? I think it's a Marriott. So this will be some interesting speed tests. Let's test it up and see what happens. Beautiful views from up here, though. We're on the 21st floor. You got the wind farm down there. Borgata's just out of view, as are the other marina casinos. And Tropicana, right down the street, along with Bally's and Claridge and the failed pier at Caesars, and some dude paragliding. So yeah, let's do some tests. We're gonna start testing. Not sure what site that is across the street. It looks like AT&T, but we'll find out. All three phones starting the speed test now. I'm going to just run them. I'm not going to put them on the same server. Let's just see the raw performance we can get out of all three networks here. This AT&T phone keeps sliding out of the window, this Pixel. So 100 millisecond ping. And look at Verizon go, man. 2,000, almost 2,200. Actually did hit 22. T-Mobile in the corner over there with 463. I did see a little bit better earlier in a different spot in the room here. So there you go. AT&T 85.2 down, 18.3 on the up. 2,200 on the down for Verizon, 85 on the up. 463 for T-Mobile, 92 on the up. And let's, we'll run them one more time. We'll pick a different server. We'll pick a different server on each one. And while I'm doing that, you guys can check out the view of the ocean. And the Marina District is off to our right, but that's the back bays. And that's Pacific Avenue directly in front of us. That's the part of Atlantic City everybody tells you not to go to late at night. And we've got all three ready to go. I picked random servers for all three. Sorry about the noise in the background. So there goes Verizon, rocketing up over 1,000. T-Mobile. T-Mobile struggling to break 5, but still very respectable speeds. And then you got AT&T chilling over here at 55 megabits per second down, 81 ping, which makes it the highest of the group. AT&T, however, does not have the highest loaded pings. That award seems to go to T-Mobile, at least on the download side. So there's AT&T on our second run, Verizon, and T-Mobile. And just to point out, Verizon millimeter wave is probably coming from that building right there, as there's a Verizon site over there. There's also one on Central Pier right there, but I think it's too far away and pointed the wrong direction. So there's just a quick synopsis of where I think this is coming from.